Hey, good Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us for your lunchtime forecast. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox, and today we're talking about two different areas across the tropics that are a place to keep an eye on, okay? I'll show you the percentages. I'll show you which one looks a little bit more promising right now and the timeline to see potential tropical cyclone development. We've also got rain through the Rockies today, so a few showers and storms, pretty isolated out there. And then high wind and dry conditions are leading to that fire concern. So I'll show you exactly where you should refrain from any outdoor burning today. Now, taking a look at our next event, okay, this is happening in just a few days, October 23rd through the 25th. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Join us at RoofCon. It's a massive convention. Booth 1116. You can see how many booths there are too, right? 1116. That'll be the Hail Trace booth. Stop by not only to say hi to Hail Trace, but also to win a Dick's Sporting Goods gift card. We have an e-gift card raffle that we'll actually be doing live on our social media platforms. So follow us, stop by our booth and sign up to win that gift card. Go say hi to Rachel. She'll be there. Tell her that you saw us on the forecast on social media. Alrighty, let's take a look at yesterday's storm reports. Okay, this was actually pretty cool. So we didn't actually get any hail yesterday, but we had a lot of reports of graupel. Have you ever heard that word? Graupel across Ohio, Pennsylvania, and even portions of Indiana. And I have a video for you. Here's your video. It looks like hail. You can kind of see it bouncing off the pavement here. However, this is not hail. It looks like tiny, tiny hail. And as I mentioned yesterday, if we were going to see anything, it could be the size of Dippin' Dots, but this is not hail at all. Actually, it forms more like a snowflake, and then little super cooled water droplets form and collect to the outside of that snowflake, making a very soft ice, and then it bounces off the pavement. And I'm stalling just a little bit here because I want, as this camera turns to the side, there you go, you can see it accumulates almost like very, very light snow on top of the car there. So here's the difference between hail and graupel. Hail is much more solid. Obviously, that is what's going to create an impact damage on those roofs, fences, cars, but graupel is much softer and fragile. Hail can get really, really big, up to the size of a softball. We've seen that before, but graupel is small, like the size of Dippin' Dots. So we were seeing those reports across Indiana, Ohio, and even portions of Pennsylvania yesterday, but we did not see hail. That was graupel. It was cold enough too. It was cold enough in portions of the atmosphere to go below freezing to create that, that snowflake, right, in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And temperatures are below average, anywhere from the New England states all the way down to the southeast, and then even into places like Oklahoma City this morning. I walked outside and I definitely needed a jacket. But Dallas is getting a break from the heat. Kansas is as well. A little bit warmer farther off to the west. Your current conditions show that we've got a few showers out there, anywhere from New England states all the way down to the south. I think North Carolina today, just skimming the edge of North Carolina, we'll get some showers and storms today, and then the far southern edge of Florida. But the better chance to get rain today will be across the Rockies and then out to the west. You can see all of those showers coming in from Northern California all the way up to Montana and Idaho. We also have that chance for rain right along the Four Corners in a very similar spot to where we saw that yesterday as well. Here's your temperatures. As I mentioned, cooler across our southern states today, even in the 50s up near Minneapolis, and then cooler in the 50s. I think actually everyone is in the 50s as we head to the East Coast, except for Florida. But I mean, a ton of people feeling that fall-like weather, right? If you like fall-like weather, I posted a video of our skeleton dancing on the green screen here, and it's really funny. Go to our Facebook or our Instagram page to go see that. All right, taking a look at your temperatures for lunchtime here in Oklahoma City, 55. You're going to need a jacket and maybe an indoor lunch day. A little bit warmer down in the 60s down in Dallas right now. What about that storm chance? Well, the storm chances are looking pretty low. Your instability, forecasted instability, unstable air, also looking very low. Few and far between for places to get that unstable air. I was watching this area, like the Four Corners over here, to see if we could get high Cape values. I'm not really seeing it at all. Maybe popping up every now and then. I mean, your hail model looks pretty similar. So here's your significant hail model. You can see just very faintly white areas for very, very, very small hail. So once again, very similar to yesterday, if we do see any hail, I would expect it to be near the Four Corners, and I would expect it to be very small. I would not expect this to be anything significant. So once again, today's hail forecast, no significant hail expected. This is something that we have said over and over and over the last week, 2 weeks at this point. No significant hail expected. So I think at some point we're going to get into a second severe weather season, and then we're going to get better chances for stronger storms through here. But right now we're kind of in a lull. So enjoy the nice weather, I guess, while we have it. Okay, we have some showers and storms farther out to the west. We mentioned that earlier, just some light rain there, maybe even some snow mixing in some of the upper elevations. Taking a look at that future radar, going down to the Four Corners, isolated storms in this area once again today. If we were going to see any hail, it would be smaller than the size of a quarter. Honestly, it was probably smaller than three-quarters of an inch here. Wind, I would say the sweet spot between 35 to 45 miles an hour. Very minor here, at least less than 55. Nothing severe, nothing to go severe in this area for today. All right, moving on. I think we're going to the East Coast now. Let's see if we can get, there we go. Off to the East Coast, I mentioned that North Carolina will get skimmed by some of these showers and storms. Even places like Virginia's getting some showers and storms as well. We've just got a cluster of storms off the coast, just barely going to clip some of our eastern states here. And then the southern portion of Florida, just on the southern tip near Miami, is going to see some rain on and off today. I know they do not need any more rainfall in this area, but this is pretty typical for this time of the year to have those on and off showers and storms in this area. You just kind of get an influx of moisture over here, and that's what we're seeing right there as we speak. Alrighty, what about the tropics? So we've seen these numbers go up and down from 40% on Monday to then 50 and then 60% yesterday over the next 7 days for tropical cyclone formation here. Now we're back down to 40%. I think what we're watching here is kind of that switch of timing between the next 2 days to 7 days. What are we going to see? Well, I think if we see anything significant, it'll be at the end of this week or even early in the weekend. Right now, this is Invest 94, which means that the National Hurricane Center has taken an interest in this. We've got tropical cyclone, or we've got satellite views of this, and we're watching this very, very closely. If we do see any development, it'll be anywhere on this orange path, okay? So that goes into some of our vacationing islands here, some of our outer islands here, so make sure that you are aware of that if you've got any vacation plans over the next 7 days. So we still have a while, right? This is still far out into the Atlantic. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. 30% chance of cyclone formation over the next 2 days, 40% chance over the next 7 days. What about that extended rain outlook? Well, thankfully, we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern change. We definitely need rain across the plains all the way out to the west. It looks like just barely we're going to get above average rainfall totals for this area. A little bit drier out to the east. I think they're going to appreciate that, at least for now. We need rain every now and then, but we got too much of it too quickly a few weeks ago. Now we're drying off a little bit. But on the other hand, you look farther out to the plains and you have that fire risk today. So level 2 fire risk anywhere from northern Kansas through central Nebraska and then up to southern South Dakota. And then we've got that fire risk that even extends farther down into Oklahoma, North Dakota, and Wyoming. So that's what we're watching for today. Here's your fire red flag warnings here. That means high wind, very dry conditions. Grass fires can start very quickly. Fire weather watch highlighted in tan. And then on the other side of this, we've got that cooler air, right? That's what we felt here in Oklahoma this morning. That's why I was worried about my plants last night. I brought them a little bit closer to the building so that they could feel that building heat and not those freezing temperatures. Now, you may have to do that in places like Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, as well, as we do have freeze warnings, frost advisories, and even a freeze watch in place for those temperatures that are near or below 32 degrees. Our plants aren't used to that yet. And we aren't either, so we're going to have to grab our jackets as we go throughout the next few days. And those temperatures are into the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning, we are once again close to that freezing line, especially in our Midwest states. We warm back up into the 70s as we head into tomorrow, back to the 50s Friday morning, and 70s Friday afternoon. So that brings me to Saturday. You guys know what's coming on Saturday, right? Boomer Sooner, or whatever SEC school you're going for. Either way, come by our Hail Trace tailgating event. Hail Trace and Beacon have a tailgate. It's tent 112 across from gate 12. Really easy to remember. The game starts at 11:45 right before lunchtime on Saturday, and the tailgate is at 9 o'clock, starts at 9 o'clock. So come by, get your breakfast, we'll have food. We also have football going on, so if there's a game before that you want to see, we have a big screen TV, you can watch that game. And if you want to watch the game with us at that tailgate and you're not going into the stadium, we've got lots of people who do that as well. So come by, get your food and your football. Here's the temperature. It feels like fall. This is perfect football weather here. 67 at kickoff, 71 at halftime. It really feels like fall out there. Grab your jacket because you're going to want it. Taking a look at your extended temperature outlook, it does seem like we're going to have a pretty high likelihood, anywhere from Chicago to St. Louis to Oklahoma City to Dallas, for temperatures above normal through the end of October. So this second to last week of October here. This is the case for almost the entire U.S., where temperatures are going to be above average as we end October. It feels like we've seen this trend for most of October now. But again, just a reminder, above average just means above 73, above 65, above 63. So these are your averages. It looks like we're going to be, or have a high likelihood for above average temperatures. That doesn't mean we're going to be hot. It just means we're going to be above average. So of course we'll keep you updated on that. We'll keep you updated on the tropics as well as we see that tropical activity come into view a little bit better over the next few days as that gets closer to more populated areas. As always, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We do a lot of fun things on these platforms. We post all about the weather all the time. Also, give us a call if you're interested in a hail, wind, or tornado map at 855-334-4245, or email us at info@hailtrace.com. You can also go to hailtrace.com for more information on our weather, wind, hail, and tornado maps. All right, have a fantastic Wednesday. We'll see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow.